actually really dig that beat. Excellent connection. Make sure that it comes on. Beautiful. That was pretty dope too. Are we live? Yes, we're live. We are live. Oh, yeah. Okay.
This bitch had like 3 beats in it.
90?
It's sicko mode.
It's called what? Sicko mode.
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Oh.
That bitch had literally 3 beats in one. You never listened to the song?
I'm not really partial to trap, honestly. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Who you talking to this late at night? It is 9:30 at night. Who you caking up? Who you caking on the phone with? Go cake somewhere else, man. We busy. Over there cake. He over there caking, man. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. It's a couple meanings to that word. I've heard like 2 or 3 different meanings for the word, and that happens to be one of them. You know,
just the perfect one.
Okay. Where my notifications at? What? Wait, that's what they said. That's what
somebody posted up there. Like, I can't unhear it now because I never heard anything but.
I don't know. It do sound like this. Oh my god. Hey man, that's what. Hey, that's what they saying. Like real shit. Like playing back. Just listen to it. That's exactly what the fuck they're saying.
I mean, that's what I mean. My brain is programmed.
This is a hormone. Google. What are you talking about? All right, cool. Okay, so. See? It's all like, what are you saying? Alright. Let me get that nigga.
I can't hear nothing else. As soon as he did that, I was like, why? Like, you just did it, bro.
That's exactly what it sounds like he's saying. Oh my god. Let me get that nigga. Oh my goodness. That's what straight up, that's what it sounds.
I can't do anything else but just be like, all right, bro.
Ooh. Come on.
The hell with that?
The death of my speakers. Uh, all right, cool. Hey, there we go. What?
I got nothing to feed him to my hyenas.
Well, go ahead and bring him to the hyenas. I don't know. They might not eat them. We look undercooked. All right, cool. All right, so what we working with, dog?
Mm-hmm.
So what we working with?
Oh yeah, perfect example. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bet.
That's today's sound.
That's the sound. Very. Yes, that shit will haunt you. Oh goodness. By the way, what y'all hearing are a couple of kids playing.
Technically, yeah.
I don't think I've properly introduced everybody. You know who I am. This is your boy Earthquake, better known as. Wait. Oh, it's your boy Hyper, better known as Earthquake, the Beat Scientist, as you can see up here. EQ, Beat Scientist. Follow the gram, follow the Twitter, follow the Twitch, even though I don't be on Twitch very often. That's going to change soon. I got some things that I personally would like to do since I'm able to do it now, and it's awesome. But, oh yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, and of course, you know, like last time, we got your boy. Oh shit, I'm knocking shit over. Anyway, got your boy HeEro. And, you know, you hear the fan in the background. You know what I'm saying? Probably about to close the door because it's a little rowdy out in
It is quite loud.
Hey, but anyway, last stream kind of ended. It ended. It just ended. As I was in the background, just knocked out. I had way too many to drink. The boy was stressing. I'm still kind of stressing, but as you can tell, I'm a little bit more outright. I'm a little bit more professional. If you want to call it professional, I don't fucking know.
I mean, technically, yeah.
You know, so. Oh my God! Whoa! Anyway, but yeah, so you know the usual. We're just gonna be kicking it. We're gonna be doing music.
Indeed.
We're gonna be laughing. You know, going to YouTube, looking at dumb shit. Probably going to Twitter. I'm not going to my Twitter because I'm not going to my Twitter. Anyway, but anyways,
what is that to say?
What I said last time was not said is understood. Or some shit.
If you want to use that antidote.
I mean, basically, porn, nigga, porn. No, I can't do it. Anyway.
I mean, who doesn't have porn on their Twitter?
Yeah, I don't think you understand.
No, I'm saying it's
if I was a channel that consistently was getting monetized consistently, bro, this stream would be demonetized as soon as I open up Twitter. Like open up Twitter and there's ass.
Shut it down. That's for the purpose.
Yeah, that's the purposes. It's adult content. Stop it.
No.
Yeah, and of course we don't want YouTube Sama to hit me up for anything. Don't want the FBI to knock
You're
on the door.
suspending your account. Why? Because you showed side.
Side boob. Oh,
Yes.
oh no. Anyway,
Side.
but they like anime titty though. Not naked anime titty, but anime titty.
Says who?
What's the wrong with anime titty? I watch anime
I'm
titty.
saying
On you?
you say they?
Yeah, I'm talking about YouTube.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, so I can show anime titty all day.
Because anime. Little titty.
Anime titty. Anyway,
Titties.
but yeah, so
And
we're
drops.
gonna have a fun time, and that's what we set out to do: is have a fun time. Yeah, man.
There's a lot coming up for the next 3 months, all the way down to next year. So actually, got everything lined up and planned out. I'm not going to say everything because y'all don't even know.
Mm.
We'll talk about it after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know. Y'all need to know. Just accept the madness.
And don't let slip shit. Don't let the shit slip out.
Nah, that's already locked down. No soft lies.
No soft life.
Oh
What? That was a soft life.
no. No, not at all. Um, new content next week. It will be actually.
Oh, let me close this. First of all, let me close this door. You can get in the camera, make your plug, even though I'm only going to a few people, but go ahead and make your plug.
No, what I'm saying is basically like next week there'll be some new content coming out. I'll be releasing it on my new channel that I have.
I will post the link in the description after the stream.
New stuff. Need to hit up the homie Sauce this weekend.
Because I'm trying to just keep everything going before I go dark until February, and I'm not even saying too much, but I feel like I'm gonna say a little bit too much at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna go dark until February, and there's a reason why, because there's a whole bunch of shit that's actually like about to come out for next year. They keep the momentum and the ball rolling for that, which we need to get ready for the virus. No more Game Grumps. You are officially banned from Game Grumps.
No. Well, darn. At least I'll have to watch more of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye.
Damn it, no! But yeah, there's some stuff, and who I'm watching right now, the Yellow Kazoo. She's an awesome streamer as well. She does family-friendly streams and whatnot. Mario, a lot of Nintendo stuff. So if you like Nintendo and family-friendly, and you have kids and whatnot, look up the Yellow Kazoo. She's awesome. Many other streamers, small streamers, but still good streamers. Music-wise, we have a lot to tackle, a lot of stuff that's coming. Next year is gonna be fun and busy. The environment in itself is going to be actually amazing, yeah. So, I'm making a list of people who I want to do features with as well. Who I plan on doing features. sorry about that. But features and a whole bunch of other stuff tackled into it. But today we're gonna be working on some stuff, some actual groovy stuff. Gotta get sneak peeks of everything that's actually about to pop up.
Yeah, left your boo on. You left your boo on home, man.
It's sacred. Because like I told you, Dr. gave him that dog.
Yeah.
You cannot lose it. It's life.
Oh Lord Jesus, ain't that the truth? That's the problem with our youth guy. They can't lose this. Well, I can't lose my own. Fuck it. I'm done talking.
And then so.
All right. So, reduce a little bit of the outside noise because air conditioner can get kind of noisy.
Air
The
conditioner is not even
necessary.
that loud.
It's loud as shit. And the refrigerator is loud as shit. Like at night, I'd be thinking somebody knocking and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, who that is at the door? Oh, that's a refrigerator.
Life, motherfucker.
That's a refrigerator. Might as well say that. I be getting up out of my bed all quick, get my underwear and shit. Like, who the fuck is that? Oh.
Do what?
No, seriously, like the refrigerator. The refrigerator sounds like this. It has that.
Motherfucker.
Right, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck did I do at 4 o'clock in the morning? Fuck out of here. Only 2 things be knocking at my door at 4 o'clock in the morning. Hookers and drugs. And I don't deal with either, so.
Indeed.
Right. Awkward silence.
There's gonna be a whole bunch of shit I gotta do for next year. I'm starting early anyway. I need to start writing to a whole bunch of shit.
Like what?
I tell you. I don't want to say right now.
Gotcha.
It's like a whole bunch of writing I have to get. So I've actually like harboring bars and musician ideas.
Right.
But nonetheless, I have to explain to you. Well, explain to you. If you don't get the vision, then good. You can't see what I see, so that means it's a good thing.
Okay.
That's how. Because if you can see what the hell I see, it's not really that worth going over. You gotta understand that it's like most people aren't going to see your vision, and that's one thing I've learned over the past months, few months. A lot of people won't see your vision because they see what you instruct them to see, so to speak.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
So it's to the point where it's like you can explain to people, be like, oh, this, and they'll be like,
What?
Yeah. So basically, you got to put in work to actually be like, here you go.
Right.
So just like a couple of songs before that we've done in the past that you didn't see, you were like, I don't get it. Then all of a sudden, when you heard, you be like, now I can. I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not supposed to because it's in my vision.
This is a throwback comment from way back in the day, way back in the day. I'm gonna put it back on the main. Anyway, way back in the day, I told this guy, his mind be everywhere sometimes. And I told this guy, look, I wish that I could take these headphones and plug it into your head, cause man, I hear you, but I don't hear you. And 9 times out of 10, he just said, just go with it.
He hear me and he wasn't listening.
Right, exactly. I hear you, but I just wasn't listening. And 9 times out of 10, like,
the most outlandish ideas I have, he never sees coming. He never sees coming.
Never. So, just lately, I just started just saying, hey, I'm just gonna go with the fucking flow. And, instead of just questioning everything, because I have a tendency to overthink things. That's one of my worst traits. One of them.
Yes.
And and so every time I would listen to what he's like, I'm overthinking. You know, now you overthinking it. No, the fuck, I'm not. And then next thing you know, it's just like, oh, yeah, this is dope. You know. So you know, been working with this guy for 11 years, man. It's been a trip. It's been a journey. It's been awesome.
Indeed.
So you know what I mean. You know, after about 11 years, you know you get to a point where you're just kind of like, all right, just do your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, in fact, if you haven't listened to Foreshadowing, go ahead and cop that now. But the entirety of Foreshadowing is him. The only thing that I've really done to help him out with this with that journey is mixing and mastering. I redid one beat and basically just tracked it and everything for him. You know, I did the other work, the audio engineering work. You know what I'm saying? He did the heavy work with it, and you know, while putting it together, you know, things were coming together and certain things didn't sound too good and certain things had to be taken out, certain things had to be added. And, you know, a couple of times I was just kind of like, is this what he really intended? Or, you know, I kind of, that second guessing again. I was like, is this something you really intended? Or
certain things actually like worked out in my favor.
Yeah.
Because it was to the point I was like, all right, this actually like is a beautiful mistake, I like to call them.
Yeah.
And it works out. But most of the time, with that whole project, because it was a lot, I was handicapped that entire project.
Man.
Out of 2 years of making that project, I was handicapped. So it was like, okay, all right, I'm handicapped because of the situation with my laptop, where it actually like erases my entire hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all the files separated and ready to go to give to him.
Mm-hmm.
This album, the album would sound way different if I had it. It would sound way different,
dude.
But due to the fact of it the files that I have didn't, you know, they're gone. Yeah, it is what it is. So I'm looking like I've kind of bit the bullet for that one. So which is I'm happy I actually got a chance to get that one out, but I'm looking like, all right, as I normally do. Okay, that's done. Now it's time for me to go ahead and work on the next thing and actually like move on the next thing. And this entire year was a learning experience. It as far as like musically and business wise, it was a huge learning experience because I learned everything. I mean, as far as like the music side, people say, "Oh, that's the easy part." I mean, compared to the business, it is. But both sides are still difficult, especially if you're just putting out music that you want to have to leave a legacy behind. So, as far as that one, my formulas as far as like music wise hasn't changed. But as far as business wise, I had to go and tweak different shit and I was learning shit as I went along because I've been studying this shit for a while. So now I know everything that goes behind it, and I'm like, okay, now I know what I gotta fucking do. So next year, let's just do this, just do this, just do this, just do this. So I just got a whole bunch of stuff to actually like do. As far as like different content and whatnot, what I have to do with the content.
Mm.
So and building a solid fan base. So and dealing with like relationships, networking. I mean, as far as like that, dealing with the relationships that I have with the people I already built the relationships with, and they know I'm solid. Uh, so I personally have to go ahead and just implement some more shit and go into next year with the idea of okay, I can go in here and just kill shit. I'm gonna go in there and just kill shit for next year because I know it. I made mistakes, small mistakes, not too major. So I made some small mistakes, but I learned from those mistakes, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now I gotta just go ahead and just do what I gotta do, and then the only thing about it is this is a process that you have to 100% trust in, because if you don't, it's go show. It's definitely go show. Like if you don't trust in your process, person, then you will quickly actually like eat. So yeah, that's one thing I learned. And I'm to the point where I'm like, all right, cool. So I know exactly what I have to do for next year and all this shit. So I'm amped up about next year. I'm already excited about next year. I'm already like ready to roll for next year. But
Yeah, man. Like, you know, like I mentioned before, the whole journey of just starting from where we were until where we are now
right,
is just been colossal. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't realize it usually just takes the smallest amount of effort, the smallest amount of effort could can go a whole long way. You know what I'm saying? The smallest amount of effort can go the longest way. And you don't always have to start massively. You don't always have to put tens of thousands of dollars into something. You don't always have to have the best of the best equipment.
well, hold on. With that, yeah, I mean you got to put money behind this shit. That's the market.
I mean, eventually. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like kind of like starting off.
I mean, I put in a lot of money this year, but
I know that.
what I'm saying is like, if you really wanna, it depends on what you're trying to get out of it.
Mm.
Like, it really depends on like if you have a home studio, you already put thousands of dollars already in it. You already put money in it because you have to have a decent PC or what Mac or whatever computer you're using. You have to have a good one at least to run what you're running. Is spending in money on mics and headphones and that's already money. That's already, let's say maybe $2,000 you may have spent all on that. That's just for that.
Right. Just for a decent computer that can run a digital audio workstation like FL Studio, Ableton, Pro Tools, or something like that. And definitely you have to get the program. Okay, and those programs are not cheap. That includes the plugins, that includes the drum kits, all of that. That's not cheap whatsoever. Um, and as far this is just on the beat making and production and recording side. You still need an a preamplifier, condenser mic. You need a pop stopper. Sometimes a mic stand. You don't necessarily need a mic stand all the time, right?
I would recommend one, yeah.
It's recommended, but you know, if you can't get your hands on a mic stand, then you know,
I mean,
make it work. I've done it. Like when I first started recording with Polo, literally, this is what we did, and it came out perfectly because of the mixing. Me and Polo, what we did was we took the Rock Band mic, we made a small stand out of coat hangers. Ingenuity, and we used a pop stopper as a sock. Like, if you have the knack to do some stuff like that, like if you're really into it and you want to make something work, you gotta have certain, you know, that certain drive to do shit like that. So and around that time, this is just a little bit before I started working with him. That bit of ingenuity went a long way, and you know, of course, you know, this is just me starting off on recording and stuff like that. But the fact of the quality, I was just thinking about the quality, and I didn't have enough money to buy the big shit. I mean, I still kind of don't, but what the point is, I make what I have work, and that's how I've been sort of doing my thing. I've been making what I have work. And I mean, it's been working, right?
Yeah.
So, but regardless, the bottom line of what we're saying is, if music is one of those crafts that you love doing, just go for it. Reach for the stars. Do your research. Look for things that will
definitely do your research, because it makes no sense for any artist to like get messed over, especially like independent artists. Everybody trying to reach, and I'm just going in. Everybody want to get a bag. Everybody just want to get a bag. They want to do this. They want to do that. You know, bruh. Before you actually like decide to do anything, understand what industry you're in. Cause like this industry is cutthroat. The business side of it is more difficult than you think.
right.
Because, and I already said, I'm not working with anybody who don't have a PRO. And if you don't even know what a PRO is, like you don't have a PRO.
We're not talking about PlayStation either.
That's not even
PRO Pro.
No.
Anyway,
a publishing rights organization.
I know.
I'm saying for those who don't know.
I know.
I'm using the jargon for it.
I know. I'm being.
I got you. I just had to think about it for a minute because my mind went blank. I was looking at some other shit. I was like, what? But if you don't have a publishing rights organization, if your name's not with ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, any one of those organizations, and you're not signed up for that, then you're not really taking this seriously. That's one. Two, to having your music registered for different things. Like my music is registered, but it's like you have I keep doing that backwards. Excuse my dyslexia. ISRC codes. If you don't have those,
don't feel bad. I fuck it up too.
I mix my letters up and shit. So it's like in my mind, it's like wired this way.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be wired that way.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, don't feel bad.
Excuse my dyslexia. That's why I be saying that. When I talk to people about that, it's like, man, they just want to record and do music. What are you trying to do? Are you doing this for a hobby, or are you just doing it for real? Because if you're doing it for a hobby, I mean, we can just do this, but come on, man. Like, nah, like, come
Right.
Like I don't mind actually. Like there's certain shit I do for hobbies, and certain shit I dabble into.
Mm.
Like gaming is a hobby, but I also take that seriously as well
Right.
because I also dabble in that. That's part of my life. Just like music is part of my life. So I'm dabbling, and then on top of that, music and games can go together easy. So especially like when I go out to PAX, I'm gonna talk to a couple of developers and ask them about how to actually like get music in the games, like how to actually develop that too. That's what I want to do as well. I just like I love doing music, like hip hop and rock and metal. I love doing that. That's not gonna stop. But I also want to actually like dab into that as well. I want to just dig and just get my hands dirty with that as well. Um, but I also want to study that industry as well. I'm not just gonna jump in there and be like, all right, I know what to do because I do this. Like, nah, you gotta understand what you're doing.
Right. You gotta know exactly what you're jumping into, man. Can't be jumping in the water and not knowing they got sharks in there, bro.
Right. Another aspect of this business that didn't I figured it out. Well, not really. I kind of understood. I can't say that either. I got whim of like back in when we did Blood on Paper. I got whim of what was all supposed to go into as far as like promoting, but I didn't understand how important that shit was. What I mean is, like we did the tape Blood on Paper, and that shit did for what it was. It did pretty good. You know, it actually like did really well for that tape. So got reviews for it, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5s, and all this and that. 8 out of 10s, nine out of 10s, and all types. It was received well critically, but I felt like it was supposed to be more to it as far as like you know being pushed. I felt like it was supposed to be more into it, and throughout the year when I dropped this project, when I ran into my plug who actually like does my marketing and stuff, and he actually like does everything. And I also got to get some other relationships going as well as for for different plugs and shit like that. So I'm trying to. When it comes to marketing, you gotta actually like find your audience, and doing analytics, you have to. Once you understand how the analytics work and how you actually like go about it, you be like, okay, let's see. If you trying to do like Facebook ads, Twitter ads, YouTube ads, and you trying to stretch out, man, like, okay, I want to get people from 15 to 60, that's not really gonna work. Whereas if you actually did your analytics off your Spotify, your Apple Music, or whatever, and you go and you go, all right, this many people listen to it, and say I got about like 60% male and 40% females who listen to my music from the ages of 20 to maybe 35. That's a good group to actually like grasp. Okay, majority of the listeners are in like their late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
So that way you can contribute more music to them. But in that broad group, you know where it goes. Instead of being like from 50 to 60, that's too broad. That spectrum too broad. So it's like I understood. All right, this is how the marketing works. Okay, this city, I may have 200 people listen to it. This city, I may have like 100 or something to it. I may have 500 in one city. You got to know where you actually like stand point. You got to know, okay, well, I have so many people actually like listening to this, doing this, so I got to do this. It's a lot into marketing and understanding because that's the bridge between the product and the consumer. There is no middleman. It's between you and them. And basically, if you have the idea of one thing I do, I'm gonna jump back to that. This is gonna be my point to that. One thing I do realize is that when artists come out and actually like do what they do, they treat everything as art, and I understand that. I understand it from the art perspective, but you gotta learn how to turn that off, on and off. Like I'm in between. I'm in between both because I can actually look at it like the art form, and I can look at it, all right, how am I actually going to make my art uh, visible for the masses to consume it? You know, how am I going to build my fan base? That's the number one thing I'm doing right now is building my fan base. That's the number one thing I'm aiming for next year is to have a larger fan base. Build my fan base up bit by bit. This is brick and mortar that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like brick and mortar from the ground up. I'm trying to make sure that well, if you have a solidified fan base, it's uphill from there.
Basically.
It's uphill from there because that's your leverage. Especially if you trying to sign a deal with somebody, that's why a lot of artists get ripped off. It's like you have a rabid ass fan base. If you have a rabid ass fan, that's just like when Chief Keef.
Oh man.
When Chief Keef first came out, he should have never signed to anybody.
I think that was, and I think Nelly said that shit too. It's like I think that was the worst thing he did was sign with you. When you have a fan base that big and people actually like checking your shit out that big, and that's the thing. The industry always pray after young artists. But what I mean is like if you have a fan base that big and your fan base is like Russ. Russ has a huge following. Majority of the women, but he has a huge following. And he's successful with it. He has leverage. So he actually have a partnership with Capital, I think it is. So with that, even if he actually decides to leave Capital, as far as that partnership, he can leave Capital and go back independent and drop albums independently and do well and eat well. Whereas people who actually like you get a fan base, the first thing you want to do is sign with people. Like man, fuck that. Because you might lose your control. You damn sure ain't gonna own your rights to the music.
Right.
And if you do, it's a clause in there that saying it's like you'll own it after this certain period of time, but there might be another clause in the contract that tells you you can't have this due to this. That canceled that clause out, so you might have another clause that actually like it's a whole bunch of bullshit behind it. It's muddy. It's real muddy waters.
Right. Like you mentioned before, you'll lose a lot of control, like creative control.
Well, most artists do. That's why when you actually like hit certain artists,
and now on top of that, certain labels don't fit with certain artists.
That's true.
Because I realized that with Big Crit. Big Crit, when he came out swinging. It's like after they were Forever the Day, I'm like, all right, cool. That shit was dope. I still like Return Forever better. But when he did Live from the Underground, it was just like underwhelming. And then he did that Cadillactica, and I was like, I feel like it don't feel like it was supposed to be heavy. I mean, it wasn't as heavy as it was supposed to be because all his other stuff, his underground stuff, his mixtapes, he be killing shit. But when he gets to his album, it's like, oh, you gotta do clearance and sample clearance in here, you gotta do this here, you gotta do that here.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of other shit in the business side of it that people don't understand.
You ever notice like basically just kind of piggyback off of what he's saying. You ever notice when you have your favorite artists and they first came out and they're the hottest thing, you listen to some of their underground stuff, they're the hottest thing out, and then after a few albums later, they just kind of feel like they falling off, like they not what they used to be. That's why.
I'm gonna give a perfect example. Logic.
Ooh.
And I'm a Logic fan, but I haven't been feeling these last few. Since everybody I did the last project that I actually like really listened to that I enjoyed was Young Sinatra 4.
Hmm.
And because I ain't like Bobby Tarantino 2 at all. I ain't care for it like that. But when he did all the Sinatra series that he had was dope. That Young Broken, his first one, Young Broken Infamous was like a glimpse of like what was to come.
Mm.
But when he did Young Sinatra, I was like, all right, that's my shit. And that was like in 2011, I think it was.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah,
Wasn't that? Has it been that long?
yeah, it's been that long. In 2011, then he dropped one of my favorite ones, which is that
That can't be. Hold up, man.
yeah, Young Sinatra.
Hold up, man. Nah, bro. It can't be. It could have been that long.
Yeah, hold on, wait.
I'm checking it out now.
Young Sinatra was 2011. I think it was. Yep, September 19, 2011.
Young Sinatra 4?
No.
Oh,
I'm
the
talking
first one.
about the very first
First
Young
one.
Sinatra. Because he did Young Broken Infamous at first. That was his very first one.
Wow. Yeah. Right here. Not that. Right here. Goodness gracious. Wow, it's been there. Shit.
Yeah, young. Yeah,
goodness.
then he did that was my introduction to him.
Mm-hmm.
Was that. Then he did Undeniable, which is still my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Then after Undeniable, he did Young Sinatra, Welcome to Forever, which is that shit still roll. Then after that, he did his first album, which was Under Pressure, which I thought was good. But a lot of people had mixed reviews to it because they were like, it sounded like Good Kid, Mad City. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the comparison.
Yeah.
Then The Incredible Story, which I think to me is his best album to this day. When he did that album, so I was like, okay, all right. I'm expecting the next album to sound like that,
Yeah,
and better. Then he did, which was a tape. He did the Bobby Tarantino, and I was like, yeah, I didn't care for it too much. But when he dropped Everybody, that's when the shit went downhill for me.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe he drops projects back to back, and that's why maybe he needs to take a break. But when he did Everybody, I was like, yeah, shit sounds forced. It didn't. It wasn't. And then there was a lot of filler bars here, and repetitive schemes that he does here. And
some Naruto shit. Filler.
Like anybody, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was not good. So, and then let's see. Then he did Bobby Tarantino 2, which is the next year after 2018. I didn't care for that, like talking about. And yeah, because he did that in the beginning of the year. Then he did Young Sinatra 4, which is the only project I've listened to since then, like fully, and I enjoy it. But after that, it's like nah. So what I mean is the actual. I don't know if you actually I don't know if he lost the passion or the contract changed, but I don't know what. I don't know. But everything seemed like logic in that. But the only problem is like some artists. He's just one example I'm using. Whereas I don't know if it was the passion or not, but I'm saying that like most artists who actually do go in that road of, well, I'm gonna just do this album, and all of a sudden they just switch it up completely and they just lose their identity altogether. Be like, nah, bro, fuck that. due to certain clauses in contracts. I don't think that's actually like cool at all. Me personally, I don't care for it.
I think Wayne suffered for that from that shit too.
I don't know. I mean, Wayne went through such a damn metamorphosis. It's ridiculous. Whereas, because Wayne changed a lot from the Hot Boy days to the early Carters.
You know, Wayne. And then from the early quarters to, you know, then you know you had all the sorry for the ways and it.
I mean,
he went through some. Yeah, you're right. He went through so many transitions. Man.
Yeah,
It was a lot of transitions, but certain artists you like,
even in the early 2000s with different bands, it's like the late 90s, early 2000s, when you hear these bands, you be like, oh man, they first album, they came out swinging, and they second album, you be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the hell? How the hell you go from this to this that quick? So that shit, there's no small growth. It's just like straight. All right, I'm trying to get the bag, and that's what a lot of people actually go after. They like, all right, and instead of making the music you want to make
and making it timeless,
but not even just that, just making the music you want to make, because you can tell if it may not be my taste, but you can tell if it's authentic and it'll be respected. Whereas people who actually like deliberately going out for a cash grab.
Gotcha.
And that was my point of artists, as far as like, you got to know when to turn the art off and when the business off. You can combine both, but it's not gonna be that pretty. In certain cases, it won't be pretty, but in certain cases, if you actually are like, all right, my art is my business, so I'm not making music. I'm like, the music will sell if it's good. If it's good and it's like it's like nowadays people actually can consume music so easy. You'll have what they want and you don't even know it. I mean, the only thing about it is, the only trick is to get it from your hands to the consumer. That's the trick behind it. So, if you understand that aspect of the business, it's like, okay, because when you're in the studio, it should be all art. It should be no business into it at all.
Right.
The business side don't come until the art is finished.
Right.
So you're like, all right, well, I got this. All this is done. Let's say you got, and I don't do this. I do my style called hot and ready, which means it's like
hot and ready.
It's hot and ready. It's like, well, actually, yeah. I mean, I don't even want to say hot and ready because that's almost like preserving shit. But I don't preserve anything. It's like basically I do it like,
sound like Little Caesars Drive. What's it sound like?
I mean, I know, right? No, what I mean is basically this. I don't pick songs. Like artists, they make a whole bunch of music, then they just pick from them. I don't do that. I do it to the point it's like I got a concept for an entire project.
Right.
I have a concept. Each song is gonna be tied in. There's no filler. Each song is gonna be tied into the entire album. So therefore, and I might be giving away a little bit too much at that point. But I don't make anything until it's all connected. You know, I would say it's like everything's connected to it, but I don't pick songs. It's like I make shit specifically for that reason. Now I can record a whole bunch of songs and pick from them, but I find there's no point for that because I'm like, this might not fit the mood of what I'm actually doing. I don't even with mixtapes.
when we did mixtapes, we didn't pick songs. We just made shit.
Last time I picked a song that was actually supposed, and they all actually like fit on the project was that Death of the Game shit. That was back in like 2007.
Shit. Man, talk about throwback, man.
I don't pick anything. I just completely just go in and be like, all right, I know the mindset I want to do. I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna attack that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and I do it. Ain't no such thing as making a whole bunch of shit, then picking from it, pick the best shit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, arranging music is difficult. That's the only time where I would say I pick because, like, all the songs are done.
Mm.
Like, I have a jacket of shit. I have a jacket of the songs I'm doing, and let's say I decided to do 13 songs for the project.
Mm.
I create those 13 songs. Now I have to make them flow. The arrangement of it is to make it flow. If I can make it flow to the point where it's like, all right, it's constant. There's no stopping. It's constant. It sounds. This transition here is smooth. This transition here is smooth. It's kind of bumpy. You need to shake this song out, put this song right here. All right, I'll take this song out. That I do. That's the only time where I pick, but that's arranging. Other than that, there's no such thing as like me going dabbling and I'm just picking out of 40 songs and then I'm picking the best 10. That shit makes no sense to me. I can't do that. I can't do that because the type of person I am, it's kind of compulsive. I can't do that. I can't go through 50 songs and just pick 10. I'm not biased to my shit, but if I'm gonna work on the songs that I'm working on, first of all, they start off in here, and then by the time, if they make sense to me to the point where it's logically, what's the word I'm looking at? Conclusive?
Logically conclusive. In layman's terms, if you can conceive the idea, I mean, if you can conceive the idea in your head, you can conceive the idea on paper.
Well, I'm looking at it from a non-biased perspective, so to speak, because I actually can take myself. I can look at my art and actually be like, nah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I'm the first one to say it before he says it or anybody else say it. So if I listen to it from a consumer's point of view, like listen to it like if I listen to so much music already, I can be like this here because he knows. It sometimes gets on his nerve that I'm that picky about what the hell I listen to. Because when I listen to shit, I hear every detail of everything. It's to the point where if the hi-hat is off, if the kick doesn't have enough bass, if the melody seems rushed, the timing is off, a split second, if I moved a verse a split second over to the right, maybe a millisecond over to the left or something like that. Everything is actually like it's
very meticulous.
It drives me up the wall that I'm like that, but I can't control it. So
I mean,
everything in detail has to match.
It's for the greater good, though. You know what I mean? You know, when you think about it, yeah, it does. Fucking get on my nerves. But anyway, it's for the greater good. You know what I'm saying? It's like to make sure that it's perfect in your standpoint.
Because this was actually the only project that I can say about, like, Foreshadowing was the only thing that I got out almost everything out of my head that sounded like it was supposed to sound. So everything that sounds like in my head, if I don't actually appease that shit, it's gonna be a rough ride. Because it's gonna be to the point it's like I gotta figure out some way to make this sound like it's supposed to sound. Because if it doesn't, like there's been
many times where I recorded verses over, and they were done.
The shadows.
No, it took me a year to write that, but I only recorded that shit in 20 minutes when I wrote it down.
I thought you had to record that twice.
No, I had to rewrite it
That's it.
because it erased everything. I had to play puzzles with my phone.
That's
Due
what it
to
was.
autocorrect. All going in that bitch like, okay, this connects to here. This connects to here. I had to do that shit. But let's see. Peace of Mind I recorded over a couple times.
Okay.
I recorded it over because I should have kept it the way it was, but I'm kind of glad because it has more emotion in it than I did before. The only thing about it I wish I would have kept was the chorus, the way I had it the first time.
Do you still have that recorded, or
It's somewhere in the file.
shit? I want to hear that.
The only thing about it is that pop in it that killed me. I was like, fuck, I should have kept that.
Talk about that.
No, when I said peace of mind, it was like,
Peace of mind.
no, it was like, you heard it. You heard it with the enunciation of my words.
There's no way. Peace of mind.
Yeah, that shit annoyed me, and I was like, I'm gonna record it over. Something told me to say, don't do it. It can be edited out.
No, you made the right choice.
Oh, okay.
Because I would have got on that. Like, nigga, come on now.
Yeah, because it was just because I said I put too much emphasis on
Right.
the P, and I didn't realize. I was
Oh,
like, fuck.
right. By the way, folks, this is not marijuana. This is tobacco. We would not be doing a podcast if I was smoking marijuana. I'm out of here. Can't do it.
I don't smoke anyway, so.
And it'd have been like the other podcasts where I've just been like, out of here. So, nah, this isn't marijuana.
No nuggets.
No nuggets. It's straight backer.
But yeah, I recorded that song a couple of times. Actually, I think I recorded this song at least like 4 or 5 times.
Jeez.
Not to mention the times when I was recording it through the first time, because it's like, you know how many takes I do when I'm recording. Like I don't do like people one take shit. I don't do one takes because I feel like
Who you supposed to be? I was like, who was supposed to be?
I mean, I feel like you'll never get your best take out your first take.
Nah, not all the time. Some people can though.
Some people actually like you'll know it because you'll feel it. When that shit happens, they on a roll. They really charged up to the point they on a roll. But many times you'll be like, nah, I don't like that. Let me do it again. All right, let me go back again. Let me do this again. I will like. Let's see. I'm trying to think of. Did I do Is It For Me? No. Is it? Oh yeah. Forsaken. I recorded. Like I had so many takes in that shit. It was crazy. Like in Forsaken, I made sure that. Like I even had to go back and do the gutturals over. I had to do the gutturals over multiple times. So it was to the point where when I did the gutturals over, they were high at first. They wasn't to the point where they were comfortable. I felt like I was killing myself. So I was like, no, this is not gonna work. So let me go to a tone where I'm actually comfortable.
Right.
And
that's dope.
Bugman.
Yeah, Bugman is a robot master. Hold on.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's dope.
But I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that over because I didn't like it that much. And when I did the gutturals, the time that I did it, I was like, okay, this is not that harsh for my vocals.
Oh shit. Sorry, dude.
That's all good. Can they see that?
Yeah. Mugman. If anybody's a Cuphead fan, don't mean to get off topic, but if you're a Cuphead fan and you're a Mega Man fan, I think this is pretty dope.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, shouts out to this guy, whoever that is.
I mean, you know who you are, bro.
Kakarato. Gotcha. But yeah, continue.
Oh yeah. So I'm self-conscious when it comes to recording because it's like if I sound like I'm off, I'm stopping immediately and I'll be like, ah. And when I record, I get extremely hot. It could be fucking cold, and I can get extremely hot. My voice would just get like I would definitely need to be sipping on some tea and shit. But when I record, I'm gonna go to the point where it's like, all right, I can't go anymore. When I feel like, all right, and I don't stress myself out too much because when I do record, I try to actually like keep an open mind of, all right, I want to be relaxed. I want to just go in and just do it.
Do it.
But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes I can spend all day on one fucking song where I want to just be like, all right, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. But my main thing is like, if it's not done properly, I'm not doing it. So, Forsaken, the beginning vocal. Actually, I think the chorus was the first thing I recorded.
Wait for a second.
Yeah. I think that was the first thing I recorded, if I can remember. And I sent him everything through I think it was Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like, I put the mids up. I'm like, what are you talking about? The highs sound good. He's like, no, put everything mid. I'm like, all right, I tried it and I was like, I like them both. I can't decide. So
Why not both?
I wish, but that wasn't the case. So, so recording that, then doing the first verse. The first verse I recorded over at least like 5 times. And that's after I was satisfied. Then went back the next day and listened to it. Then did it again, but like, nah, I'm not satisfied. That's how it's like I can record something in one session up to 30 times and be like, okay, I'm satisfied. Then come back the next day or a couple of days later, listen to it again. What?
I didn't know this app did the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, took my background off.
Yeah, it did, and it bunched up everything together. That shit look crazy.
Yeah, that's all good. But no, T, I'm just, don't mind me. I'm listening. I'm letting them talk and everything because honestly, I ain't got shit else. I really ain't got shit to say, to be honest with you, because it was mostly one of those things where it was a journey that we both shared, but he had a hell of a journey when it came to it. I mean, I could share mine, but y'all probably been like, "That's it, really."
It was a lot in that fucking process. It was ridiculous. It was like I said, I may do like 30 takes in one session, and then be fine with whatever I'm actually like listening to. And then the next day or a couple of days, because I have this thing, and a lot of people say do this too, and I've been doing it. Whereas, don't let that moment, when you soak that moment up, leave it where it is. And because you hyped at that moment, you actually like, oh yeah, I'm done. I feel good about it. I'm good about it. And maybe worse shit in your life. So, really.
Hey, that's dope. If you're a Dragon Ball fan,
Yeah, I know, right?
If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you check that out. I'm just kind of going through Reddit. I gotta upload that. Wait, you got audio? Nope, ain't got no audio. Boo. Wait, do it? Boo. No audio.
Oh well.
But anyway, go ahead.
But because you're hyped up about it, it's like it's a huge accomplishment when you record something and you actually satisfied. You like, yeah, I like it. Leave that once you finish recording, you may like it at that moment. Leave it alone for a day, or a couple days, or maybe a week. Come back to it. That way your ears refreshed, and you hearing everything, because that's how you actually hear your imperfections. So you come back to it, you listen to it, and if you actually still feel the same way you felt when you actually like finished recording it and all that, then keep it. But if you actually like you feel like something wrong or something actually need to be changed, do it. That's how I did. That's how I did this entire project. I was like, certain songs actually like I recorded like Reverie Gemstone. I recorded. I went through so many sessions in that song by itself because I had to do the guitar. I had to do the guitars. I had to do the drums with it. He did the bass with it. And the bass was actually like the easiest part of the dance. That was like the easiest part. Whereas the guitars, it went through so many transitions to the guitars because I had to do writing with the guitars at first, and I was like, I'm not satisfied with this. Then it was to the one day in the studio, I'm just like messing around. I'm like, I like that. Let me see how this sounds. And it was so odd that it actually sounded, because when Compa heard it, Compa was like, it should sound like Korn and Slipknot mixed up. I'm like, good. Because, oh yeah, I saw that shit earlier. I was like, I would punch you in the face for that, dude.
If I wasn't so fat.
Like, he wanted to actually, like, kill everybody in there. He was like, nah, somebody about to catch these hands. Like, I ain't going home until somebody catch these hands.
Right. But yeah, I don't mean to keep sidetracking. I don't mean to keep sidetracking.
Ah, you good. But, Reverie Gemstone, it's like, I did the lead and the rhythm, and did the drums for it. So I had to make sure that song was right, because when I did the guitars, I had no initial plan. Because that was my first time doing actually a song with
Jessica Neighbor. No, we didn't do a song with Jessica Neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did do a song with Jessica Neighbor. It would have been cool if if she could sing and do something. But anyway, go ahead.
2003. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh yeah.
What? Anyway, that was my first time doing like a song with live guitar that I've actually like recorded myself. Like, you go on my IG and you see, yeah, I've had like different sessions of me recording this shit with my guitar, and that was just me actually like trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
So, because I went through so many trends, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went through so many like nope. This shit don't sound good. Nope. This shit don't sound good. Nope. I need to do this. This is not what I want. Nope. Because that was a song that like I had nothing for. I had nothing. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a chorus. I didn't even have a basic riff. I just went scrambling for shit. Normally what I do, I'll go up and down the fret and just find something that I like. And if I like it, I'll be like, all right, I'm good. All right, cool, I'm gonna keep it. Whereas Forsaken the final part of the song was like the first thing I wrote. Everything else was while I was in the studio. So it was with that. Then let's see. Every Might Sound Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
That shit went through so many transitions. Musically, it was ridiculous.
Man.
And I wish I would have had all the files for that. That shit would have been beautiful.
Oh my goodness. That's why. Look. That's why I want you to bring that hard drive in, man. I could make that shit up, man.
That hard drive is done.
I could try.
No, I've done that. It's not gonna work.
Can I please?
It's not gonna work.
Please.
It's corrupted. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
I literally have a program that will go into a different partition even if it wipes it. So
It's not gonna even bring up anything that I had. Like I have a
really
hard
want
drive transfer in my room, and the bitch it didn't even read it.
Wait. So it didn't read the hard drive at all.
No,
Like it just started. What it did? Just
didn't click nothing.
It's just dead.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Why you think I'm upset about that? Why you think I'm so salty about it? Like the next project is not gonna be like that. I'm sorry. This EP that comes out, I'm not gonna tell y'all when it's coming out. But when I drop this EP, that shit ain't gonna be like that. It's gonna be to the point where, cause we started on it now. We started with it's a whole bunch of other shit. That's the only thing you getting right now. We starting on it. We gonna start on it now. Cause I got ideas for it. And I said, yeah, we go start on the production of it now. I'm gonna record on that bitch later and have that bitch in the stash. Cause I'm not even gonna say how many. You don't need to know shit. You don't need to know shit. I'm not letting you know a damn thing.
Look, do I have it? Please tell me I have it here.
What?
I'm looking for that Harada GIF.
Oh Lord.
You I think I know you saw. Yeah.
Gift.
GIF, moving picture. It's a moving picture. Graphic image, something. Fucking, we'll find out. Shit.
Yeah.
I'll find out. It's a graphical image, something. If you're in the chat and you know it, put it in the chat.
I mean,
Because choosy moms choose GIF, but it's called a GIF. But it's a moving picture. All right.
okay.
But no, continue.
But yeah, when the EP comes out, it's gonna be kind of controversial anyway. But I don't give two shits.
They got the shit for $13. I want this fucking shirt, man.
Boy.
Fucking Harada son. Oh shit. The guy on the left side with the black shirt. Don't ask me for shit.
Your request is denied. You spam too damn much.
That's the executive producer for the Tekken series. As of Tekken 5, he's the executive producer for the Tekken series. So, but yeah, anyway, that's what I was referencing when I was saying don't ask me for shit.
I know you were talking about.
I know you were talking about. I'm talking about the lovely viewers. All 2 of them, 3 of them. Oh Jesus! We got peoples here.
What ups? But yeah, working on this album was fucking. It was stressful. It was stressful, but it was actually like it was needed. It was definitely needed. The only problem was it wasn't really no problem.
Except, what are you talking about? Except for you were talking about foreshadowing.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. It wasn't.
The only problem was the thing that happened.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, so that's the only problem. So the what this.
Other than that, I would be like, all right, cool. All right.
Hold on. Let's hear how Google pronounces it.
Guess.
1
What
point
is
for score 1 point for HeEro.
Guess.
False.
And it is, excuse me, a lossless format of image files that support both animated and static images. Graphic interchange format. Graphical interchange format. Let's learn something today, guys. It's pronounced GIF, and it means graphics interchange format, or whatever. Graphical graphics, it starts with a G. God damn it. There we go. Anyway. You learned something today. So did I. It makes us better every day. Anyway. But all in all, regardless, we're gonna continue to work. Like right now, like I said, we're just chilling. We're talking to you guys, and whoever clicks on this podcast, want to see what we're up to. Basically, the majority of the time we're chilling, we're memeing. We're watching. We're looking at memes, looking at shit on Twitter and Reddit, and laughing, and then we work. One thing about a studio, it is a work environment. It is a work environment. However, it's a playground. I mean, what you said?
Yeah.
So it's a work environment and a playground at the same time. So you're gonna have fun, do your shit. But when it comes down to get business done, get business done. Got to get that stuff. So, but honestly, that's really about it. The only other thing we have left to do is just make a couple of tracks, and due to some of my hardware limitations, I'm not able to make any tracks while streaming. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What was that?
How?
Well, I don't know. Let's.
Well, no, because you actually like using Fruit Loops already for.
I'm using Fruit Loops 12. I can still use Fruit Loops 11. And that Intel will not overdo my performance. Not like it did with the not like it did with the with Adobe After Effects, man. Okay, so I recently opened up another Facebook. Who uses Facebook anymore?
Wait, what?
Yeah, who uses Facebook anymore? I'm barely on my Facebook anymore. The only reason why I still have a Facebook is because of marketing and for family. That's really it. But I recently just opened up another YouTube channel, and properly named Earthquake Beat Scientist. I made a few logos, and I learned a bit of Adobe After Effects. And I did that within the last week. And during the time of me messing with After Effects, and I learned a couple of things. Learned how to do a visualizer video. I quickly realized that I had some major hardware limitations. This is, I guess you could say, this is turning into a tech podcast now. But for any techies out there, right now I'm running an i7 7700, which is a quad-core 8-channel processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, with a GeForce GTX 1060, not a Ti. No, they don't make a Ti series in 1060. But anyway, with 6 gigabytes of VRAM, and yeah, my specs are pretty dope. I could run newer gen console games on this computer, and it supports up to 4K and virtual reality or VR. And when I went to go render just a 5-minute and 50-second video, which is my first video. Links will be in the description after the stream. That joint took, and I shit you not, that joint took 6 hours to render. 6 hours. 6 hours. And it was just a visualizer. 6 hours. Now, it would have taken longer if I would have rendered it at 1080p or at 4K, which I do have the capabilities to do it. But that would have taken no more than 12 hours and a half a day just to render one 5-minute video. And then the whole time, my computer was just like, God help me, because the CPU is just cranking at 100%. I'm on the phone with my boy Jacob, on my laptop. Actually, I was Skyping him, or Zooming him rather. Use Zoom instead of Skype, whatever. Anyway, and I'm just like, bro, my computer's gonna blow the fuck up. But I say all that to say this: the page is the YouTube page is coming up, is up and coming. The tracks that I'm thinking about uploading they're gonna take a little while, because I'm only working with one high-powered system here, which is kind of mid-tier, like low mid-tier at best. So yeah, but regardless, check out the page. The link will be in the description, along with, well, I shouldn't have to post the first video. Or should I just post the first video instead of the I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's gonna be there. Just look out for it. And a lot of it is going to be some works that I have yet to post online on any platform. Something I've been wanting to do for the longest. I will be taking some of the music down off of this page. I want to kind of focus. I kind of want to focus this page on strictly gaming from now on. And this podcast will actually move to that page as well. I just want to be able to transition some people, the ones that do actually tune in to and watch my videos and stuff like that. I actually want you guys to get the transition down and everything, because the next podcast that we do, which I don't know, maybe 3 weeks from now, maybe a month from now, maybe I don't know, 2, 3, 4 months from now, who knows? Maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But regardless, the next one is going to be on the new channel, and I definitely want you guys to support that, because if you support that channel, you support me, you support the cause, you supporting everybody. So I appreciate everybody sticking around with me right now, and hey man, I don't know about you, but let's see if we can at least try to make a beat or something like that, or because look, we're about an hour into this thing, we're about 2 hours into this thing, and we haven't done a single thing. Yeah, an hour 30 minutes. We're an hour 30 minutes into this thing, so let's give it a try. Hey, we got sound. Okay, so let me make sure. I wonder. Yikes. Okay, so desktop audio. What is this audio? That's all real tech. That's USB out. That's all in. Gotcha. So again, what are we supposed to be working on anyway?
Shit.
Shit, indeed.
I actually had some ideas for.
Oh my God.
Had some ideas that I actually. We actually like dealing with.
I mean, is it safe to make talk about the ideas while we're on stream, or?
Well, nah. I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, it ain't.
Let's see. I spy with my virtual eye. What's the name of the fucking thing? What's the name of the fucking thing? VB audio virtual cable. A little bit. Can I make another one? Can I double that shit up? I'm gonna make it work some kind of way. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Sound settings. Control panel. Internal aux jack. Oh, that's for Droid. I definitely can't use that. Steam streaming. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Can't use that either. So I got the virtual cable input. Copies. Some way to duplicate that. Levels advanced. Spatial sound. Nope. Oh well. So you guys are going to be listening to everything on auxiliary sound. So what I may do is just turn down the actual sound. I'm kind of working with what I have. I don't have a lot of hardware, but I do have plenty of software and the know-how. If you notice, the volume is going to go down just a little bit, because it's going to get nice and loud and nice and distorted as we play. So, all right, and all I need to do here, and we're we're working with one screen handicap today, so which ain't gonna kill us, right? We ain't gonna die in here, huh? I'm just saying with a one screen handicap. Sorry, excuse me. Hey, okay. So actually remove. Okay, remove. We're actually gonna go. We're gonna hit up this other one. We don't have anything else on the screen, and we're gonna use this entire screen for FL Studio. It's not exciting. So just gonna add this window capture. Add source. Add source. Studio. And yes, leave me alone. I am totally using FL Studio 11. FL Studio 11's been tried and true, and honestly, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
What? Oh,
FL Studio 11. I mean, truth be told, I've actually started getting more time to learn 12. Like truth be told, um, it was a nice little transitional period, and yeah, you might as well bring out the world's tiniest violin. But it was a bit of a transitional period at one point in time where I went from living in my father's old house to living with a friend and living with um, girlfriend's family and yeah, it was past couple of years. It was kind of a mess, and I finally got an apartment. And when I got the apartment, it was just crunch time, pay the bills, crunch time, pay the bills, crunch time, pay the bills, and then found out that he lived like close as hell to me, and then it was more crunch time working with him. And I was just like, I'm not about to sit there and waste this time and have to learn another DAW. So I just stuck with FL Studio 11, and it's still tried and true. So here we are today. We're still using FL Studio 11. However, this wonderful audio that you're listening to, that's being processed through FL Studio 12. Yes, I'm running $2 at one time. Fight me. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna just go ahead and start it up. What you got for me, bro?
tempo.
Oh, that's a reference. That's our reference right there.
Tempo.
Yeah, I'm saying, is that our
Yeah.
reference I'm listening to?
Mm-hmm. That's the same. Yeah.
Is that 152?
Cool.
All right, so that's our reference track. Then what we got? I can actually use a bit more screen real estate. I'm gonna be a little greedy and use a bit more screen real estate here. And put you to the side because I still kind of need and stream and shit. Here we go. And I am the bearer of bad news.
I'm sure.
There we go. Alright, so we got that. And yeah, I can work with that. I can work with that. Oh my god. That's weird. Alright. Alright, so we got the
You got any distorted bass?
Go fish.
Jig.
Jig. Jig. Yeah, I got it. I got distorted like kick drum or distorted like bass.
Bass, not kick drum.
Gotta be specific nowadays. Distorted.
Bass, motherfucker. I didn't say kicks.
Hey man.
I said bass.
Bass. Bass. Hey, Jacob. That's kind of shit Jacob be saying. But he'll be saying bass.
How about something you said bass?
I'll fuck around and say bass like Mega Man on Mega Man 8. Why are we fighting bass?
Bass.
When it's clearly supposed to be.
Bass.
Speaking of bass, did you see the Alexa slash Big Mouth Billy Bass? I'll have to show it to you. Not right now though. It's funny as shit. Let's see, distorted bass. As a preset, I don't have any. I don't think I made a preset with a distorted bass. Distorted bass can go so many ways. Like I can do a distorted bass with Massive. I can do a distorted bass using direct wave with fast distort or with overdrive or hardcore.
Hardcore would be the best bet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can do a distorted. I can do a distorted bass with one of the new plugins that we have. I believe I could, but it'll be kind of like synthy. Like that all depends. Like what kind of
Jones needs synthy.
Hardcore.
hardcore? All right. So what Ibanez on hardcore?
Think of this distorted bass as far as like, I don't want to say, well, yeah, theatrical, cinematic, almost cinematic. So yeah.
Almost cinematic.
Whereas like you know how you watch trailers and you see hear something that go, something.
Talking about that, something like that.
Yeah, but it has more. Yeah, but something like that.
Hold on. How about this? How about you give me an example? Let's turn off the audio here. No audio. Let's turn off the audio so I won't mix up with anything else. How about you give me an example? Example of meat.
I don't know, because no trailers popped up in my head.
Oh Lord.
And you said movie trailers. I'm like, how many have I watched?
There's so many. But like just like real quick off the top of your head, is like a Michael Bay film kind of distorted bass or like this like Transformer shit? Because if it's Transformers, we're gonna have to use a synth. Like there's no other.
Transformers have it? I don't know. Look up a Transformer trailer.
Oh jeez,
I don't know.
There's a lot of them.
It's only 4, I think.
But a lot of trailers though. Autobots. Roll out. Transformers 2007 trailer. Jazz? Like legit, it says Transformers 2007 Jazz.
That is
Odd.
Like word? Okay. That's okay. Taking a blast from the past.
Got a little surprise for you, son.
No, Dad.
Oh, you got it changed. Yeah, I am. You're not getting a Porsche.
Let me tell you something, son. A driver don't pick the cars.
Ah,
Pick the driver.
rest in peace.
Mystical bomb between
Burn
man
Mac.
and machine.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that. Hey, wake up! Wake up!
What you're about to see?
Yo,
I'm listening.
wake up! Wake up!
I am. I'm listening.
All right,
But
so
that ain't what I'm. That's what you also think too. And you
Just knocked off.
right there,
Do it again.
some of that
Fuck, what movie that is? It's stuck in my head. Try Skyscraper.
skyscraper. Oh, goodness. My God! Oh my God! Skyscraper trailer 2018. Rock. Oh, that's helicopter.
FBI, show me your hands.
I am hearing a bit of a distorted, low frequency bass.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just a little nervous.
Wow, you look very handsome.
Just don't want to screw it up, you know?
You have been preparing for this meeting for 6 months. You got this.
Let me ask you guys a question. Daddy loves who?
Me.
Daddy loves who?
Me.
Exactly. Daddy's gonna go make that bacon.
Gross.
Mr. Sawyer, is your family enjoying their stay? Very much so. They're shocked you gave us the entire floor. After your security assessment, what do you think of the building?
With all due respect, is a glorified security guard. Please.
The Pearl is the tallest, most advanced building in the world.
You've built a vertical city, but you've brought with it every single safety and security challenge that I could think of.
We thought this floor was empty.
So did I.
Not only have you brought them all indoors, but you've trapped them 240 floors in the air. No one really knows what would happen if things go wrong. But I'm just a glorified security guard, so the hell do I know anyway? What's going on?
I've actually never seen this movie.
skyscraper.
Yeah, I've actually never watched this movie.
That's good. I think it's on HBO.
No. Tell me, how much do you love your family? If we're gonna get out of here, you're gonna have to tell me the truth. There's a reason we chose this building. My family is the only thing that matters to me right now.
Oh, let's go back.
Well,
Something like that.
go ahead.
Wow. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that. Yeah. Wow. One leg. Oh. But yeah, this right here. So, huh?
That last part.
We talking about right here. Like that, boom. That's not really a distorted bass. It's more like a cinematic bass. It's not really distorted like talking about that wow. It was kind of a distorted bass. You know, something close to what's been used in dubstep. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like distorted. Okay, I'd use massive for distorted bass. So is that kind of like on par of what you're really looking for as far as the sound is concerned? No. No. Sure.
Yeah.
I was asking, was that more on par of the sound that you were kind of looking for, or?
I mean, it does fit that. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, that's more of a cinematic bass rather than a distorted bass.
Well, we gonna have to use that.
What the
Cinematic.
Okay, that was a cinematic bass. Okay. All right, shouldn't be too hard to do. Yeah. I done plumb forget. You done did it now. You done plumb gone, doggone did it now. Okay. And, yep, I can't make it any bigger. So. Yeah, I did. Cool, that works for me. So that's FL. Gotcha. Alright, so let's put the audio back on. Oh shit, that was audio. Let's see overall. Make sure I got that there. Gotcha. Alright, so that would literally, if it's something more or less like that kind of bass that you're looking for, that is more or less. Oh wow! Oh wow! That's funny. There's a chunk missing right there. Anyway, that's more or less like how can I put it? You can literally just pull up Nexus. And I'm noticing the thing. See more right there. Anyway,
Shit.
yeah, wake up. Now I told you, all we need are these two speakers. That's all the fuck we need. All them 7 and 8, 9 speakers that we had hooked up before. We don't need all that. I guarantee we don't need it. And then on top of that, we were blocking a lot of sound because of the fact that they were behind the monitors. You know what I'm saying? So, deep orcs blast. That's probably gonna be like a. Yep. Yep. I wonder if I can use not pulse wave, direct wave. I can probably use direct wave. I think I got the free DSK blah 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 orchestral thingy. Let's see. No. This orchestra, brass section, string section, string solo. Let's do string section. Ah, string section. There we go. New channel. And all we would really need to do is just kind of shape it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so give me something. Give me something to work with.
Actual tone.
Yeah, like what you got? What you got? Like, I'm trying to see I'm trying to see what's on your mind. You know me, I can go all day. I'll just get something to run with it real quick. Iced coffee. Like literally, that shit's ice cold. What you got? Let's see. Tempo. You're just looking more or less for that lower register string, right? Yo. Yo. He's out. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a bit softer because if you notice, it still has that synthy sound. Cool. So let's see. Let's bring the attack up just a bit. More. It's not affecting it. Let's check it. the attack. That's too much of an attack. I mean, that's too little of an attack, but if I just kind of bring it up like that, it's too much of an attack. So you kind of want to a little bit less, enough to be, yeah. And you definitely want a bit more of an acoustic sound. So bring the acoustics up just a tad bit with the release. So with the sustain all the way up, we can hold the note and it'll sustain, hence the sustain. So you just kind of, yeah. If you kind of want like a nice, not necessarily airy sound or whatever, especially when you're dealing with something like direct wave, not necessarily like an airy sound, but like a more flowy sort of orchestral strings. So I love strings. I love dealing with all kinds of strings. Like if you'll notice you'll notice that a lot of my tracks have pads and strings, and I love pads and strings. I love them because they bring such a fulfillment and a dynamic to each track. Cut it. Sometimes you have to make sure that it cuts itself when you use an FL Studio, no matter what version. Certain instruments won't have this; they'll have it off, and you know, since I got the release all the way up, it's gonna do that. But usually when you it cut itself, you don't really hear that. So you really don't hear it there, but trust me, when it comes to stuff like 808s and other sounds, like I'll use an 808 for an example. It's my favorite 808. That is my absolute favorite 808. Now you notice how it just resonates, yeah. So I don't necessarily like my 808s to resonate. I'm pretty sure we're not putting 808s in this track, but I'm just using it as an example. I mean, we might, I don't know. We might put 808 on this track, judging by our recent sort of vibe on how we've been making tracks, we haven't been putting in a lot of 808s in our tracks. But I usually use an 808 to signify that low bass sound with percussion. But anyways, what I'll usually do is I don't like it to linger on too much, so I'll cut it. Huh?
Yeah, I know you cut the attack.
Yeah, basically. Cut the attack and just out the blue. Anyway.
Nah, I've been, like I said, I hear everything, but I'm not doing anything except just resting.
Yeah. So yeah, and I don't like it to be that short either. So just kind of give it. So So you notice how it just kind of clash with each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. With this, especially when you're doing pitched 808s, when you're doing sort of a pitched 808 and having it go from one note to another, it clashes. I don't like that. So this is where the cut itself comes into play. I mean, it sounds a bit morbid. You want the 808 to cut itself. It has no reason to move. Anyway, I just pressed 2 at the same time, but you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, now if I take it off, if I took off the cut itself, cut by whatever, it's very subtle. If you listen to it, I'm just playing the little melody again. If you listen to it, you'll notice that it's starting to clash with each other, and it's more prominent when you leave that tail end on it. Like, let me put the tail end back on it. Let's reset it. That nice little long tail end. That's another reason why I like to cut the tail end, because of those pitched sounds. Sounds horrible, right? It sounds horrible. So, bam, hit cut itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's just basically just going from one note to another, and you notice it's not overlapping each other, and that's basically what we want. And again, like I said, I usually turn it down just to make sure that it does not do that, and it's a nice and clean, crisp 808. So even though it's a preset, and of course, preset drum kits are great to use because of the fact that if you need to make a beat quick, fast, in a hurry, just get the one that sounds best, and you can shape it to how you want it. And even though this is just a small alteration, I'm cutting down the tail end, and I'm making sure that it doesn't overlap. That's one small alteration that you can use to make your sound, your drums, or whatever instrument that you have, kind of stand out. Just kind of, I'd say, just mess with it, you know. I want to say about 50% of producing music, or 50% of beat making, is messing with things, getting things right. You know, if you just want a certain sound, yeah, you know, get it till you get it right. Do it till you get it right, or get to as close, as close as it sounds to what you want. And sometimes you can actually go back to it after you've just made the track, like, okay, this is close enough to what I'm hearing. After you've made the track and you listen to it a bit more, hey, that could be tweaked just a little bit, and you'll actually get the sound that you want. Like, yeah, perfect. But I digress. Let's see. So again, we're not using 808s. You know, back to the strings. I was just using an 808 as an example, but if we choose to use an 808, hey, it's already ready to go, to my standards at least. So let's see. I guess we can create a new sound by putting hardcore behind behind a low register string. That shit's gonna sound crazy, man. Dre. Okay, let's do that. Let's actually see how distorted how distortion would sound on the string. Because I've actually never really did it. Oh, look at me. Where is it? I just had it. Oh Lord, I'm blind. No. Oh, here it is. Okay. So that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Reset program. Okay. All right. Distortion is on. Let's hear it. Oh God. You don't hear the. That's the string with the distortion. Oh, it burns. Let's turn the distortion down. Alright, so at a lower register, that shit sounds pretty dope. But what's killing me is that it's taking that lower register out of there. That deep register. There we go. In hindsight, I knew it wasn't gonna work, but let's see if we can make it work. So haven't given me a melody, man. You haven't given me a bass melody. That shit sounds wild. Turn it down. Let's see what happens when we turn it down. All the bass is gone. All your bass are belong to us, man. This shit sounds just maniacally diabolical, evil. It's not really working for me though. I mean, is that what you're going for? Like it's something like diabolical or some shit? I'm the bad guy. Now, I am Skeletor.
Perfect.
Really? Like this bitch has no bottom whatsoever.
And a bottom to it.
Let's see. Let's see. Got a bass melody. I don't even know what we're working on. Like I just say, hey, get a bass. I got one. Yay. Now what? Anyway, I got too much energy for the show. So, how was your day? Mine was very long. I've had 4 cups of coffee today. Pretty wired. Anyways, hey. Can a brother get a melody or something? You know, I need something to work on. I need something. Go sleep. What was that?
I think
Alright. I had a piano roll the whole time. I know, but hey, I choose to use FL Studio 11 until I'm able to learn FL Studio 12 and 20 or whatever. So it's my prerogative to use what I want to use, and I do understand that both FL Studio 12 and 20 have better features. Well, again, that's my prerogative. So I get you, and I appreciate the criticism, but you know, when I get to it, I'll get to it when I get to it. And what we're making, I'm making whatever, you know, I'm making whatever he's wanting to make here as soon as I can get it. Just stick around.
Oh, all right.
Hmm?
Oh, yeah.
You turn the tape down. So I was like, like that. Like stop between that. Oof. How about we turn down the attack all the way down until the time being. All right. So how the rest go again? Well, how the rest go? hum that again? It was kind of incoherent. They may not work too well with that. It may not work too well with strings because of the nature of the of how the string how elongated the string is. It may not work too well with it. So I'll do that and work with it that way. All right, so I got the first four. What you got? Dre? What you got?
Perfect.
All right, so that's a full 8 right there. Okay, so what's next? Yeah, all right, so what's next? Dre?
Yeah.
So what's next?
I want to keep it dark. Got any arpeggios?
I mean, what you looking for? You know I got the arsenal, man. I just gotta know what weapon and bullets you need, bro. I got the arsenal.
Pull up the arsenal.
Alright. Bro, put up the arsenal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Oh. Oh, okay. Where is it? One thing I will never never get used to. It's looking for like I'm so used to just doing shit the old way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that's dope. Hey, check this out. Look. Check out this hoodie. This doll hoodie that Candace was making. It's fucking Iron Man and Captain America.
I don't want that.
Huh?
I don't want that.
You don't want that?
I said I don't want that.
You want that? Let me see if she can make a life size one, because that's for a doll.
I don't give a shit.
Wait a minute. All right, so of course, you know, I'm gonna start off with the Nexus arcs. I've used that before. So many. I've used that in a couple of tracks. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me, computer? Thank you. Stop doing that. It bites. My computer's starting to hate me. Oh yeah, we're going acid techno here. There you go. Can we go for 4, 5? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1 for 5. Let's make a pitch. I hope you're listening. I'll tell you what. Instead of using Nexus, let's use a different one. Because I'm pretty sure Nexus, Nexus. So let's see what M1 has to offer. Because I know M1 has a couple of ARPs. Or so I thought. Synthets, blades, Sentimone, motions, polysynth. What was it that had the awesome ass ARPs? Oh, it was an M1. It was Monopoly. Where are you? There we go. That's what had the awesome ass ARPs. ARPs and sequences. Let's see. Use that for some dubstep. It's glitch hop. This glitch. Polyarc. Oh, I like that. Actually, never heard that one. That's wild. I like that. So, let's try a different one. Is there a particular melody that you were going for? Because you know what I'm saying, we could just straight up make the melody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So is there a particular melody or chord progression that you were looking for?
You found you're right. I mean, like pretty good.
No, I'm what I'm saying is instead of using an arc, we just create we can create the sequence instead of just using an arc. I can just go ahead and create the sequence because I have a couple of arcs, but they're all like super synthy sounding. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a particular sound that you're looking for with an arc, all we would have to do is just create that note by note, rather than just finding an arc and stuff like that. We would just have to process it and stuff like that. You feel me? So, Yeah, I don't think that this link to the so I can't really mess with that. Shit, I gotta redo the fucking FMA. I'm not sure what the fuck he's looking for, but.
That's just slow.
Fuck, man. I want to use it, but it won't let me be great. So I gotta use it. I gotta use it sometime else. It won't let me be great. So, let me see. So, it's another good one I don't use very often. I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna use this one as an example for right now. Okay.
That sounds good.
It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let it run.
I wasn't even done.
I know, right?
I'm using the lower register for reference.
Oh, I thought you were using it for the first part, then the second part get
Yeah.
high.
The second part and then third part.
Nice.
Gotcha. But I'm using a lower register for reference.
Good.
Like I said, I'm not really sure what direction you're going. I'm just kind of going with the flow right now. You know what I'm saying? At this point, all right. I'm gonna change something up real quick. First of all, the organ sound isn't really prominent.
That is not the type of organ I would use, man.
I mean, it sounds like you're going for like a spooky thing.
It's dark, but I wish you had an old southern organ. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can you find a VST for that?
You know what? Yeah, let's do that.
Searching.
Hold on, let me do what I was gonna do first.
Yes. You do that. Wow. Yes.
Yeah. Why you tripping on? I actually watched a YouTube video of Jacksepticeye interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what's the lady's name that plays Sarah Connor? You remember? I forget her fucking name. Anyway,
Wait, you said Terminator?
yeah, Sarah Connor.
Oh, I thought you were talking about her actual name.
Yeah,
Actual name.
her actual name. Yeah,
Linda. Fuck.
that's not a name. That's not a name at all. Linda, fuck.
Damn it, man.
What's that? All right, so I'm gonna change the bass a little bit.
What's your name?
You'll see. Have I ever led you wrong?
But I like the bass the way it sounds.
You'll see.
Alright.
Sarate. Just say Sarate, and it'll be okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, wait. I gotta play the whole ching. Better? Worse? You know, see,
It kind of lost its roughness though. That was what I'm saying. It was rugged when you had the other one.
I was just kind of just repeat.
Yeah.
Ah,
The other one had. That's what I'm saying. The other one, I like the other one because it was rugged. Keep it rugged.
I reckon. Let's see. Can I like undo? Can I be lazy and just undo?
No.
Alright. I
Can I
can't.
get something? Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
went to the
Undo.
magic conch for that one. Yeah.
Let's see. Alright. Fine. I'll do it myself. Yes, I am totally doing the sniffly. See, I'm gonna fix my shelf. I know my shelf, so I'm gonna fix my shelf. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, that's how I won. Let's see. Let's see. All I gotta do is just pitch it down. God damn it, Father. That boy, right. Go. Back to normal. Nee. And actually, hold on. I forgot. You know what? I forgot there was an organ preset for FL keys. You want to try that one? Fuck. Yeah. I was saying that they have a preset for FL key, organ preset for FL keys. You want to try that one first?
Let's see how that sounds first.
Yeah. You looking for something that sounds more like a pipe organ?
Yeah. No.
Of course not. Wash it out.
No.
All right, so we're on the hunt for an organ VST. All right, so what's this save? Save as what?
Wait, what?
What is this called? Like save as what?
These hands.
Okay. These. Oh Lord. These. So come the fuck on. Oh wow. Okay. Fine. These. I put a Z behind hands. All right. So closing that out. Making my way downtown. Walking fast. Something. And we're homebound. Alright, so let's see. Organ VST. Organ VST. Free organ VST. Let's see how that sounds.
How's it going, guys? David Crandall here with an FL Studio review. This is a review of the Organized Trio VST plugin. It is free. It is donationware, basically meaning that this big annoying thing pops up in front of all the controllers for about 2 minutes. It says, please donate to us if you really like this stuff. And you can't get rid of it. You just kind of have to wait. But this is kind of how it sounds, and sorry about my playing. I'm not a great piano or organ player, but here we go.
Found it.
Found it. That is it. That is actually yes.
Yeah.
Hallelujah!
Mine.
We have found. Only problem is it's donationware.
Fuck.
No, that's fine. Hold on. Look, I get it. The end of that video. And 3, 2, 1, quit. God damn it. Alright, so, well, donationware, we don't have to pay for it per se. Wrong request. Why? Why would you do this? Why would you stomp in my face? Why do that? What's it called again? Organized Trio. Organized Trio. Unless they've discontinued it and I gotta find it somewhere else. Yeah, they no longer have it on the site. Oh, wow. They completely turned. Alright, cool. So we have a lead, and also there's another website. So I'll tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this google.com and type in Organized Trio VST. Let's see, Organized Trio VST. Hey, I did. Okay, so here we are. I'm saying they're actually asking for it because it actually might be something worth paying for. Discussion. Price MSRP no longer available. Downloads. Oh my God! No longer available. Let's see. Did somebody snag it? I think somebody snagged it. I think so. Yup. October 9, 2019. It's the real motherfucking deal. All right. I don't think we need to look any further. I don't think we need to look any further. Use you can close. I don't need you. Package. Organized Trio plugin register. License. No bad. Let's see. This is a donationware supplies as an as-is basis. There's no warranty, no technical support. Use commercial music products without limitation. Redistribute magazine. No charge provided. Original archive. It's not altered.
It is fully functional under all aspects, albeit a pop-up window is showed. If you want to get rid of that, you make a donation at least €15. Then press an activation key. Author, be held responsible for whatever consequences usage. Cool. So, yeah, that's the license text. License agreement. That's the plugin registration. So, how about we just do the thing? Can you open the thing up for me? What's this? Okay. Plugin registration. Which software you want to register? Organized Trio. Full name. Alias. Activation key. 20 characters. Oh. Okay. So I actually need to get the. Gotcha. Okay. Understandable. Okay. This is the help. Hold up. Donation. Downloaded here. Release 64 device. Software S. ICO. K. No samples. Sign. Control map. Okay. So it's gonna be. I wonder, is there a way I could alter it? I'm just gonna go out on a limb for a second. This program cannot be run in DOS mode. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah. That's not gonna make sense. This is all encrypted, as it should be. This is a pretty safe program. And I just have to deal with the thing. I just have to deal with it. Yeah. What's that? Say, and that. Okay. I'll deal with it. All right. Deal with this later, but let's go ahead and add it to our collection of VSTs. Or, not, I'm sorry, not my collection of VSTs, but my family of VSTs. Okay. VST. And A. Organized trio. Okay, so let's try that again. And us. More search. Scan. What new plugins? was found. Wrong. There it is. Okay. Hey, it's only found massive. Alright, so it's only found massive, but it hasn't found the organized trio. Interesting. Interesting. So, like, what? So it's, I don't get it. Was there something else I was supposed to do? Let's refresh. Let's try it again. Okay, so it's found massive, but it has not found organized trio. I am, and follow me with this. Follow me on this. I'm a dumbass. So I forgot that I renamed it, or try to crack a code. So therefore, I am, and also follow me on this, a dumbass. And that's okay. Just minimize that. Set the refresh. Boom! Massive. Organized trio. Alright. Let's see what this puppy can do. Registration advice. This is donation where if you like it a lot. Yep. Can I still use it? Wasn't that bad. I can deal with that every time, as long as it doesn't impede the process and it keeps popping up. So I can actually deal with that pop up as far as it being a donation with. Although I think it will get annoying at some point. Oh. It doesn't like okay. I've never had the pleasure of messing with an actual organ, so I have no idea what none of this shit is. All I know is I know what the rotor is, I know what the foot pedal is, I know what overdrive and the treble and the bass rotor. Fast decay, slow decay. Oh, okay. There's upper and a lower vibrato. So percussive, and that's what? What is this? Harmonic. Gotcha. Okay, there's a volume and tone. There's a stereo separator. Cool, cool. And key click. Whatever the fuck that is. But as far as the pedals, the lower and upper manual, I have no idea what that is. Huh. It sounds damn good. Oh, the overdrive is off. This is off now. That is so cool. Okay. It sounds like just a regular organ when you turn the rotary completely off. You can turn the rotary completely off. What's this? Hello. Okay. Sweetness. So there's more setting. This is actually pretty cool. Considering I've never touched a fucking organ in a day of my life. This is actually pretty deep. Hold on, let me say something. Yeah. See, now every time it does that, that is actually kind of nerve wracking. Every single time though, dude. Oh well, as long as it serves a purpose. What time is it? I think I'm about to go ahead and end the stream. Yeah, it's about to hit 1 o'clock and make sure you know to go to sleep. But hey, for everybody who stayed with me the entire time, I appreciate it. Didn't really get much done, but
I don't know.
I mean, we found the organ.
I know that was the one I was looking for too.
Yep. But I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and hey, oh wait, but before I continue, shit, let me make sure I got the thing open, because look, the stream could keep going, but we've stopped the stream from Streamlabs. That's happened before. Have a 20-hour stream, like what the fuck? So, but yeah, I humbly appreciate everyone that has live now. There we go. Cool. So, yeah, whatever. Please check my music, bro. Nah. I mean, I guess I'll check them out, but for you to be just a straight up cut of the stream and to be like, hey, it's old. Hey, man. like I said, I'm gonna use what I'm gonna use what I'm gonna use, regardless of what it is. If it feels good to me for right now and it works, it's compatible for what I like to do, and it still gets the job done, then by all means, that's what I'm gonna continue to use, regardless of what version it is or whatnot. He was saying the guy in the comments was saying that FL Studio 20 is a lot better, which I know that. I know that it's even the audio processing in FL Studio 20 is a lot better. But the point is, I'm more comfortable using FL Studio 11. Not saying I don't want to move forward, because I actually do. I'm taking some time to actually learn. I'm actually taking the time to learn the new program. I still haven't not had a chance to really. I still haven't really had a chance to play around with it. It's been a wild, long ride, like I mentioned before. But when I do get a chance to get around to learning how to use it, like right now, I'm using FL Studio 12 as something to bounce the audio back off to you guys for clearer voice audio. But yeah, that's either here or there. Regardless, if I feel comfortable using FL Studio 11, then that's my prerogative. You know, that's what I want to for the time being. When I'm able to dabble into FL Studio 12 and FL Studio 20, which I think I'm not gonna just jump like I did before. I actually jumped from five to 7. I did get 6, but as soon as I was comfortable with using 5 and to go on to 6, 7 had just came out, and I was just like, you know what, I might as well just go ahead and go to 7. And it wasn't really much of a huge jump, just a couple of new VSTs and a better looking interface, but that's neither here or there either. So then that's kind of how I'm looking at it now, like jumping from 11 to 12. It's a total overhaul of a not a VST, of the audio workstation. It's a total overhaul. And from a person that has been using FL Studio 11 since its release. Oh God. Oh God. Wait a minute. Oh God. FL Studio 11 release. Oh God. Oh God. Oh wow. Woo. Again, I say, I've been using FL Studio 11 since its release. Yeah, it's pretty old, but it's tried and true. So I've been using it for about 6 years, and again, it's tried and true. As soon as I went from 10 to 11, I never looked back. When 12 released, which I want to say it released in 2016, because I was hyped about it, and I did get the upgrade. However, when I looked at it, I was just kind of like, it was a bit jarring to me at the time, and I was just kind of like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Okay, so it was only 2 years. It was only about 2 years after. Yeah. You know what? I do remember that, because I was talking to Polo about it, and he was like, FL Studio 12. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna continue to use 11 because that's what I know right now. Because we definitely need to get the music out rather than spending all of the time trying to figure out a new DAW, and it's a complete overhaul. So, but again, that's just me, you know. And from there, I continue to use 11. I tried to learn 12 a little bit, or I tried to mess with 12 from here to there, but I ended up always going back to 11 when making a project. I did make a couple of projects on 12 that did not come out to my standards because I'm constantly looking for certain things that I use on a regular on 11. And it became more of a frustration and a hassle to sit there and just kind of learn it. And then on top of that, I didn't really have the time to just sit there, go screen for screen, part for part, this for that, this for that, this for that. I had a lot going on at that time. So finally, I'm kind of at a place where I'm able to do the things that I'm wanting to do. I'm at a bit of more stable place where I can work with it and take some time with it. I could probably take about 2 or 3 hours just making a track and learning all of its new features. With 12, and of course, with 20 there, I can also learn the new features with that as well. Albeit, I'm still kind of more partial to 11. So the crossover is going to be there. Like seriously, the crossover is coming. Just not now. Just not this second. However, I am making the track. I am making 2 tracks on 12. So, and I have been watching tutorials on 12 lately. I haven't really dabbled into 20. From what I'm seeing, 20 isn't really that much different than 12. I could be wrong, but regardless, I'm comfortable with 11 at this point. I can crank out a track with 11. If somebody were to just say, "Hey, do this, do this," I can crank it out on 11. But with 12, it'll take me a while because I have to learn about the piano, the new piano roll. I have to learn about the new step editor. Like yesterday, I was just trying to make I want to say an 8-bar drum track, and I'm trying to figure out how to expand the step sequencer. It took me 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes, to figure out. All I had to do was literally stretch it out and start working, which is fucking awesome. However, it should not have taken me 20 minutes just to figure that out. Like, I'm used to just having a little scroll bar at the top corner, just scroll it up all the way to 16 or all the way to 8 or all the way to 4 or however I want to do it. I was used to doing that. But no, I just stretch the fucking thing out and just start going to fucking town. I was just like, okay, cool. I was cool with that. Oh, that's fucking right. But it is what it is. But anyway, enough rambling. That's my point. That was my point about FL Studio 12 and 20. Why I'm still on 11. Like I said, the change is coming. Change gonna come. It ain't coming now. Either way, you guys have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night whenever you're watching this. Yeah, check out my new channel. Link's going to be in the description. I'm going to link his channel too. Both of his channels, his gaming channel and his artist channel. I'm going to link foreshadowing